order. First on the agenda, we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand.
Recording in progress.
To the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now, I'm going to pull a Christina Pedoni and skip around the agenda for a moment. We're going to go to new business.
Do you want to say who was present?
Yes, we're all present except for everybody. We're all
Except
we're all
Christina,
present,
which consists of
Christina
quorum.
and Vanessa. Thank you very much for reminding me, sir. We're going to go to new business. Flip this over to the town administrator to introduce our new council on aging director.
Kim, do you want to come up to the? Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things that we noticed right away during the transition between the directors was that there was no newsletter for the month of May. And we learned very quickly that not having a newsletter is level 5. Detrimental.
Level 5 detrimental, that's like.
Yeah, level 5,
Got it.
absolutely can never happen again. So, Kim, Maskey, thank you, sorry. I've spelled it enough times.
It's a tricky one.
It started yesterday started Monday as our full-time director at the senior center. She is formerly the outreach director. And has transitioned, helped us transition, and has been working pretty much around the clock.
Yeah. Sure.
Which I can relate to make sure that nothing has been missed or programming has not been skipped and meals have been served and all of the important goings on at the senior center have continued without missing a beat. I'm very pleased that Kim has accepted the position and expect nothing but new opportunities and new services and new programming. And Kim, I'll stop talking and let you introduce yourself a little bit.
Hi, nice to meet you all. I'm Kim Maskey. Yes, this is day 3 for me as the director. Basically, I am making sure the doors open and the doors close, keeping all of the usual programs continuing. Those routine, every Monday morning, this Zumba class goes on, yoga keeps going on. We are having lunches every Wednesday with our wonderful cook, Steve. He's been such a great help. Really been right-hand man.
And he's staying?
Yeah, he's staying. He's doing a great job. We all look forward to whenever he is in charge of the kitchen. Paul, we've got Paul, our custodian. He has been such a team player through this. Is wonderful. The volunteers that we've retained and the volunteers that plan on coming on board, phenomenal. A lot of help, everybody. We're really forming a good team over there. We'll have some positions to fill eventually, and that'll take some time.
Namely, the outreach.
And front desk. Yes, someone to replace me or work in tandem, really, with me, because I love the outreach portion of my position and would love to be able to keep as much as I can there. Going out into the community, saying hi, shaking hands, doing what I can do. The newsletter, I had 24 hours, and everybody says I did a bang-up job. I'm very, very pleased and love the feedback, any and all feedback. We will have some new programs, nothing big. I'm going to be using the Easter Seals equipment, bringing 3 devices in on a lending library basis. So we've got that. Talking with local farm stands about doing a senior citizen day. We've got every Wednesday we will have a lunch and walking group with me in the morning. You know, come get to know me, ask me questions, give me suggestions, give me some ideas. And everything else is pretty much same old, same old.
Walking group every day or just Tuesday?
Tuesday mornings.
Okay, Tuesdays,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Every day
Maybe.
might be a little bit too much, but maybe every morning. That would be great. When I have staff and volunteers, so, yeah.
Excellent. I was just about to ask you what your vision thing is for the next year, but I heard a bunch of new things. So
Yes.
I won't ask that, but this looks great.
Yeah.
Really well done, thought out, and, I certainly appreciate the outreach. And boy, you really seem pretty excited about the opportunity, so I'm happy to see that. Thank
Yes.
you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have every confidence in Kim. I know that it's a very challenging time to step into the role and make sure that programming is consistent, and Kim has done a great job with that. The other thing I wanted to mention was that the van,
Oh, yes, that van that's here right now.
Yeah, is going to stay here at least through the end of the fiscal year.
Okay.
I want to make sure that Kim has the opportunity to settle in, make sure that she has the staff that is there. The van requirements are such that it would be more than one person.
That's not her company car. She's going to
Not her
drive it,
company
pick
car,
people
right.
up, drive her in, drive her
Exactly.
out.
So the van will stay here through at least the end of the fiscal year, and we'll work on transitioning it. Well, you're welcome. The weekly lunches, I think that's going to be a big hit. And I know that we're working on some more meal programs. So, yeah, watch this space. It's going to be great.
Okay, question?
Absolutely.
How long were you, or how familiar are you with Lisa as the director and how she got the place to flow and all this kind of stuff?
I was only in the outreach position for a little over 2 months.
Okay. Yeah.
And that was a part-time basis. I am really diving headfirst just into everything myself,
Okay.
my own. I'm really listening to the people that come in. I'm listening to the volunteers. I'm gathering as much information as possible. I'll never be able to fill those shoes. I'm going to be having to make my own path moving forward. I got to watch her. I got to watch her work very, very, very hard for this center. And I just plan on working just as hard.
Okay. The only reason I ask is because she did a lot of like little things that probably wouldn't be noticed right from the just looking. I mean, like she had the art on the wall program. She had, she had that. I think the rolls that come in from, I think it's Panera.
Yes.
Those things. She would go out and, she was affiliated with the food pantry. I mean, she did a lot of things, kind of outreach. I don't know if she started to get you started on those things, but there's just a lot of things that they're subtle. They're not just programming. There are other things that she did.
Personal touches that she
And
absolutely.
important things. I mean, not just like a nice to have. I mean, some things that I think people depend on. So I just didn't know how familiar you are, and as long as you have some way to find out about those, like from the volunteers that come in, or even just the people the people that use the facility, they might mention it too. There was a lot of little things that she had going on.
Yeah. I am getting a lot of feedback and a lot of, I would say, tips. This one gentleman, George, he has been extremely helpful, just letting me know, hey, this is what needs to happen. This is, kind of how we do it. And
He's a pool guy? He plays pool all the time or something? Is that the
No.
guy I'm thinking of? Oh, okay.
no, that's John.
Oh, all right.
Yes, she did a lot, and I am, as far as the getting bread and donuts and those types of things, reaching out. I
Good.
need those.
You said the food bank or the food pantry?
Yes, yep. They have an event or some company coming in this month, but I plan on going in next month.
Okay.
And just going in, meeting people, saying hi. Once I get those business cards, I can go out and really, push to have people more involved in the senior center.
And have you met with the volunteer council on aging group yet? Or, I mean, maybe you met them before?
Yes, well, we met already, and then we'll meet again at the end of this month.
I mean,
There was a meeting.
There was meeting, and is it reconstituted yet? I know it sort of was rearranged significantly.
We're good to go.
Okay.
There's a full board. We made the 5 appointments that were needing to be made. They've met and reorganized, and I think that one of this group's goals is to include their meetings in the newsletter and on the calendar,
Okay.
so that the seniors are aware of when those meetings are and can participate and bring their ideas.
Okay,
And
good.
they've been so helpful. They've been coming into the center, helping me out, answering phones, giving me guidance. It's been wonderful.
Good, no, good. It sounds like things are already connecting, even though you're one on your, would you say third, fourth day?
Third day.
Third day, there you go. You're like her. She's,
Yeah, there was an immediate appreciation for the level of enthusiasm and energy that Kim is willing to bring to the position, so.
excellent.
Thanks so much.
No, I can,
So
I'm just reading this whole thing. No.
I do like to say a couple of things, I do know Lisa for a long time. So I know her from the Hartwell Street. So she did a, very good job. So for a number of years service, I do thank her. So having said that, in your committee, there are members, they know the senior center very well. They are involved in the construction of the senior center. So that's a good thing for you. And they know what programs we talked about, what are the programs are interesting for the town people from the Hartwell Street building to this building. So what is our envision for the building? What is our dream for that building to happen? Some happened, some did not happen. So it's okay. So move on now. So my question for you is, this is all my question as well as for the general public watching at home. What are what time you start and what time you close the senior center? That if you are fixed, fine. If you are still determining, that's fine.
As of right now, that hasn't changed. It's still the 8:30 to 3. I have worked out for a certain group to be able to stay until 4 with a board member present from the Council on Aging. I'm usually in before 8 o'clock, and I'll open the doors anytime between 8:15 and 8:30. Are those hours going to stay the same? I'm not sure, especially when we get more foot traffic in through those doors, when we have more events. And if we wanted to expand later or earlier, that's absolutely on the table.
So I like to see, that senior center is underutilized. It's been the point of criticism,
Okay.
in our general populations. So I like to see that senior center will open up doors for many programs, invite more seniors, and also happening more of the, creative ideas. The one thing attract is we can open up some of the, lunches, breakfast, events, special lunches, all those things. It'll be good. And also increasing the program. The one other thing I want to mention is, the volunteers. There are several volunteers work on the senior center,
Yes.
and some of them are left. So we could use the volunteer center, the volunteers, as well as we could ask the schools if some of the high school students if they need
Yes.
that one. And what is the van is used for, and why the van is staying here?
The van is used to transport West Boylston seniors to various, no, not just to the hospital. They go to the YMCA, and there's one particular person who uses it daily to go to the Y and to swim and do exercises, the grocery store, CVS. Doctor's appointments. It's really quite extensive, the amount of use that it gets, although we probably could even be used by maybe more distinct individuals. It does seem to be the same group of people that get to take advantage of it. But the scheduling is done through the Transit Authority, and then we receive the manifest. The driver comes in each morning to pick it up. I have to attest to certain criteria, and then they go off and do their assignments and come back, and then we go through the same process at the end of the day.
So any seniors can use it?
Any senior can use it, yeah,
So I have seen this vehicle all the time to the UMass.
yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and we are looking if there are individuals that are, we are only running the van 4 days a week right now because we don't have enough drivers. So if there were individuals that were interested in driving the van, they could contact us and,
You've got some time, Raj.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying, early morning, 9 o'clock, I can drive the van to the
Yeah.
senior UMass.
yes.
So
Leave it there
and
all
then,
day.
And leave it there for the day.
after the work, I can bring it back.
Sounds
I'm a senior.
like a perfect use of the van.
Officially, today I'm a senior, so.
Yeah,
Happy birthday. When is that? I thought it was
Yesterday.
yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, yesterday,
Yeah.
okay.
So thank you so much, and we welcome you
Thank
to
you.
the senior center and to the, beautiful town of West Boylston.
Thank you.
You're not far away, across the bridge, so,
I'm right over there, yeah.
yeah.
Holden. I'm
Oh,
from
all right.
Holden.
Well, I
Thank
really
you so
appreciate
much.
that you came. We tried to get you out of here sooner than later. And
That's great.
I appreciate your newsletter, too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
thanks,
Heather.
Kim.
All right, let us go back to the original order here. Need a review and vote of, to approve the warrants for the period covered in the agenda. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion, questions, comments, concerns? No? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, we have, let's see, review and vote on the minutes as listed in the agenda.
All the minutes together?
We have, let's do this one at a time because we have an
So
executive
I
session.
could make a motion.
Okay.
Motion to approve March 5th, 2025 regular meeting minutes. Motion to approve March 5th, 2025 executive session minutes. It's only for the approval, not to be released. And April 2nd and April 23rd, regular meeting minutes.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. Do we have a vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Great. Now we're on to new business again. Heather, you wanted to discuss the post-town meeting wrap-up or perceptions, feelings, how the meeting went?
I think we'll just make some general statements that the meeting went well. There was a record turnout, 547 people checked in and voted at that town meeting. And I think that considering that giant number of people, things went as well as possible. We did get started late. We did have some issues with the inaugural run of the clickers, but given all of that, I still think it was a well-run meeting, and there was certainly very good debate on the articles that required debate. We've had a lot of feedback from residents and people that participated in that meeting, and we're taking all of that in, and we'll likely be having a listening session that we'll try to work with the town clerk to make sure that there's an opportunity for us to process all of the feedback and come back with some thoughts on how to make it less stressful in the beginning, how to get people in the building faster, whether or not there are check-in procedures that can be streamlined. Certainly using the clickers at maybe a meeting that does not have quite the number of people so that we have a better handle on whether they're working as expected. We know that we'll want to make an investment in some additional monitors to sit at the front of the room so people can see their clicker activity. And in general, the overflow room, there's certainly, that could be improved. I understand the audio was terrible. So maybe what we do is we invest, again, in some of our own equipment that is dedicated to town meetings, so we're not reliant on equipment that we're not familiar with and trying to make it work at the last minute. So certainly lots of room there for improvements, but I just want to say that overall, as my first town meeting, I was really very impressed, not only with the participation, but with the civility and the respectful debate that happened. So,
Yeah,
good.
I was very happy with the turnout. I mean, it was a little cumbersome getting everybody together in the building, but I think it was terrific that that many people wanted to participate.
Absolutely.
That was terrific. On the clickers, in order to practice or prepare, wanted to know if the board would venture out and ask Damien if she wanted to use them in our meeting, and we could vote with them, even though there's only 5 of us, but just so we could perfect the sort of how the electronics work, how it's displayed, what we show, what we don't show. I mean, and just practice with the not that we need to practice, but the system needs to be exercised.
Yeah, one of the things I was thinking about is that, we need to show the town how to use them, right? So perhaps
If they
like
want a meeting, that's true.
as an informational video at the start of the meeting, we just run it on a loop or something like that. But some materials there and just kind of do some
Oh, I
in-service.
think we still need some work out the kinks of the system.
For sure,
you know.
right? So, I mean, there's a bunch of ways to do that. The thing I appreciate, yeah, there were some hiccups along the way, getting people in, but overall, to your point, it was largely civil, with some exceptions. I think people showed up. I was really gratified that we had so many, volunteers and poll workers that were there, kept their aplomb, kept everything moving. I was, super grateful that Vanessa took the lead to create the childcare, to make sure the parents could come and do that, and certainly the volunteers to do the childcare themselves, because that's no mean feat, that. Some new good things. We had some challenges, I think, because people are actually involved and engaged. I mean, how cool is that we have to worry about, like, how do we keep people engaged and make sure that we can get those people in, right?
You're most welcome to bring in another override
So-
next year.
Well, I would prefer not to create reasons for people to
Chickens or overrun.
Chicken bylaw or override.
My point here, though, is that, boy, it'd be really great if we can keep people involved and engaged in the conversation and involve them in ways that don't involve overrides and things of that sort. But just the fact that we were able to accommodate a community that was engaged was was gratifying indeed, despite the fact that, we had some challenges along the way. So challenges associated with growth and engagement.
Right, it's terrific.
That's
Great to
terrific,
have.
right? Those are good problems to have, so.
I have a couple of things to say. This is what I posted on my small page. Thank you to all the West Boylston officials, Heather,
Except Jay.
except, no, that's a board
Oh,
member.
okay.
It comes under the board
Oh,
member.
got it, okay.
And above all, residents who remained engaged throughout last night marathon town meeting, which was began sometime around 7. By the time I go home and I hit my bed was like at 12:10, 12:05, something like that. So it's for the past 9 years, 18 town meetings. Some we had it inside, some we had it in the open space, some we had it in the COVID times.
Yep.
I never seen this much crowd. This is a big crowd. Even for $5 million override, we didn't see this crowd. So, considering the amount of $725 override, we did get good number of people. And also, for the most part, the meeting was very good. Every single warrant article received well received, and the debate was, for me, it's very good, except here and there 1 or 2 distractions, so which we cannot avoid. So overall, the meeting was excellent. The clicker, yeah, but we can fix it. The clicker is, we are not the first person using it. We could make it better, we can use it. And this is just a technical thing. And also, we didn't expect it that much. You know, even Damien might have not expected it, like 500 people will be showing up, jamming the clickers. So again, for everyone, thank you, thank you, thank you.
I will offer one more on the clickers that I'd forgotten until you mentioned. As we were leaving, a couple of people came up to me and mentioned maybe if the clickers are cumbersome, maybe keep the clickers only for the card votes. So you would have voice vote at first if it's really cumbersome, but if it's not cumbersome, we'll just use it for everything. But then when it comes to a close voice vote, now you get out the clickers and use them only for that if it's difficult. But if we sort of iron the kinks out and we can use it all the time.
The clickers are used by many
Oh, right.
towns.
No, I
Many,
watched a
many
video,
years.
couple of
So it
videos
should
and they
be
went
fine.
okay.
It should be fine, Mark. I don't have any doubt on that.
I just wanted to voice the,
Yeah, there are different permutations we can use,
Yeah.
and that point was made at the meeting, I
Yeah,
think, is
we learned it, move on, that's it.
to figure out
We'll
what works.
fix it.
All right. Old business, we don't have any appointments and resignations.
oh, I have one more question about this thing. Are we,
Oh, yeah,
when you
yeah.
said that we're gonna revisit it or something like that, is that another meeting with us or is that a whole separate staff thing or something?
I think that what we'll have is an internal meeting first, and then we'll advertise it on your agenda so that if there are others from the public that want to come in and have a conversation, but I think that we want to have something staff
Oh, no,
first.
certainly.
Just to make sure that we're coming in with sort of how we'd like to improve and bring that to the select board.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was just,
Maybe, you know, there is a little suggestion, maybe we can have a notebook. So this town meeting, these are all the things gone wrong. So this is the improvement. I have
My-
seen one of those colleges.
Yeah.
So
My-
they used to write for the next person to look at it.
My guess is that Damien has exactly that.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, good. Yeah.
She's a fantastic clerk. Just staying on the town meeting for one more, I did have multiple emails from people that had suggestions and thoughts, but I did have one that said that this was the first, they've been coming to town meeting since the beginning of time, and this was the first time they ever felt truly engaged in the process. So
I would agree with that.
I think that speaks
Yeah.
volumes about the success of the town meeting despite the issues.
You know, every town meeting has some controversial issue, you know, so this town meeting, I did really liked it. I like the number of people showed up. I like the, you know, like Jay said, you know, the engagement between the town residents, voters, and, you know, it's fantastic.
Yeah, so that was really gratifying.
I like the pre-written amendments. I thought that was clever that people were coming in with pre-written amendments and whether or not they were successful, but I thought it was that they planned ahead like that, that they had an idea, that they had something they wanted to do, and they came in with it. I mean, I thought that was,
Well,
I was surprised by it, but then it's like democracy in action right there in front of you.
All of which comes from that engagement, right? So
Yeah.
we had this huge meeting last year. Folks kind of figured out how the meeting works. Okay, this is what I have to know and be able to do. And then come to the table the next time, you know,
No, I thought it was terrific.
aware of the process. And then, you know, opening up the process to make sure that we can get parents to come in and make sure, you know, other community members to come in. So I really appreciated that and just the preparation and the engagement was great, so.
My personal takeaway, I need more snacks.
So you are most welcome to bring it.
I will.
Thank you.
See,
Thank you for the offer.
you know, KP Law typically brings a big bag of candy, but we were all.
That's
at
for
the-
only
Right,
the
you should stay at our
That's-
table.
that's
If
what
you're
we
at our
select
table, then
It's
you
only
need,
for the select board members.
They need to be bringing 2 bags, one for me and then one for everybody else, so. But Mark hopped me up on enough circus peanuts.
right, so that's what I was trying to make them get through.
Thank you, Heather.
Yeah,
So thank you, and
yeah.
thanks for everybody here at the town hall that was involved with that. Appointments and resignations, we have to acknowledge the police chief hiring of traffic constables effective May 21st, 2025. Does this require a motion, or I think we just acknowledge it, right?
just-
So do we have a motion to acknowledge?
Motion to acknowledge the police chief's appointment of Herb Campbell, Vincent Bonzinio, and Johan Bartlett to serve as a special traffic constables. I think, I made the motion, yeah. we
Second.
can
Do we have any
discussion.
discussion?
Yes. These are all not, when they need it, they will call on service basis. So when they, if, not only these three people, 3 persons listed here, there are n number of other constables are around. So they will call, I don't know how they call it, randomly, hey, you want to come and work on this day, or something like that. If they come and work on this day, they get paid. So it's, nothing goes on town payroll.
Yeah, it's non-benefit.
Are these the
per diem basis.
flaggers, or is this anybody?
It's all constables, flaggers. It's traffic constables.
Right,
Yeah.
the
kind
flagger
of
people that
flaggers.
would keep track when there's a construction or something.
Yeah.
All right.
You want to vote?
Yeah, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No? Okay. Town administrator's report. What have you got to say to us, Heather?
Not too much tonight, just items to take under advisement. I've been informed that the item will host a candidates evening, which will be moderated by your town moderator and produced by the by West Boylston Cable Access. It's important to note that state ethics prohibits anybody in the town hall from being involved in such an activity. So my role was to acknowledge that that it could happen in this room. But candidates will be contacted by
Jan?
perhaps Jan, but more likely people that are working with Jan to make sure that it happens. Jan and Ken are out straight with a lot of other activities, so it's kind of a cumulative effort, but I just want to make sure that, and I apologize that I can't be more involved and be more helpful to the town as you work through this particular event, but unfortunately for me to be involved would be a conflict. So, noting that, the intention would be to have a candidates evening, and that is intended to be held next Thursday, the 29th, at the town hall.
28.
28th?
No, it's actually Thursday, the 29th. There's a typo on the document that I provided you. I wanted to keep it consistent with at least one solid
Typo?
typo
Okay, good.
per meeting.
Okay, can I, on that topic, so I have no issue on Mr. John Mindersma to be the moderator. He's the best moderator you can have. But there is one thing we may need to check on it. He is a candidate.
He's on the ballot also.
On the ballot. Is it, I have no problem. I have no problem, and
Yep,
so it's.
that's a good point, Raj. I will,
So maybe you can check with, whatever that nice, or, Jan can check
Yep.
with us.
yeah,
And
that's a
also,
good point.
so, again, even John.
Yep, we will double check that, or I will,
For me,
That's all into the
I
item,
will
guess.
double check that I am allowed to double check that.
I have no issue with that.
Yeah,
To be
okay.
frank with
Is it only select board, or is it select board? I think there's another race in,
There were actually,
Cemetery.
there were
Cemetery light
four contested races. The light board has a contested race, cemetery, as well as sewer. I mean, I'm sorry,
select board.
yep, it's like, but there are four. Anyway, we
Library?
will, I will let the people that are coordinating this
Yep.
determine how many candidates they can reasonably accommodate in the course of the evening. So moving on to the weights and measures service fee increase. This is something that Faye has been following, and I, again, applaud her, how she has been able to keep so many of these details front and center to make sure that they're not falling through the cracks is really very impressive. So she has noted that although we just about broke even with our contract with the Commonwealth provides the inspectional services. They come out and they do the inspections for all of the scales and at the gas stations and the grocery stores, and to make sure that they're accurate. And then they bill us at a flat fee. So no matter how many inspections they do or don't do, it's one fee that we agree to at the beginning of the fiscal year. And I think that for the most part, we've been getting very lucky that the fee has been less than the amount of money that we have collected from the businesses, so that we have not had to provide any local funds for this service. However, she has noted that the amount of the contract that we have signed with the Commonwealth for this year is $5,749, but we are only anticipating taking in $3,720, leaving obviously a deficit of approximately $2,000. So it would be the recommendation from my office that we look at the fees that we are charging and make them consistent with what the state is charging us. So I've used their schedule of fees and adjusted ours accordingly. So basically a $35 fee would become a $50 fee, a $65 fee would become a $100 fee. And I've provided you with that information for this evening to take under advisement. Happy to provide you with any additional information that you need before we bring this back to a future agenda for a motion and hopefully adoption. The goal is not to make any money on this program. The goal is to just make sure that we're able to meet the cost.
Can I? So, I'm a little surprised, and also, I don't like it. So, it's not you.
It's okay.
No, it's not you. So, you are spending it on taxpayers' money, couple $1,000 on this. So, did we get that fee increase from the state at the beginning? And how come it was overlooked?
So I can't.
Not you, not
No, that's okay. I mean, so as I understand it, each year the town receives a contract from the Commonwealth asking whether or not the town would like the Commonwealth to continue to provide this service. Year to year, the contract is signed by the administrator's office, and they come out and they perform the service, and then send the invoice accordingly. Again, they do not invoice per inspection. It is a flat fee that they put together based on what they anticipate the expense being. And then when the town will then invoice the individual businesses. My assessment is that it has been happenstance, a fortuitous event, that the amount that we take in has never, or the amount that we're invoiced has never really exceeded the amount that we take in until this year. Your fees have not changed since 2003. They are certainly less than what the state is charging us to do. It is a policy decision whether the town wants to subsidize this inspectional program. I would think that we don't, but.
I will take it back, because 2024, the Commonwealth invoice was $3,761, but the town collected $3,720. We are all set.
Yeah.
What we are looking for is, moving forward, this year only. So this year, when we correct the charges, we'll be fine. We are not paying any money out of the taxpayers' money, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you. No, I was wrong then.
Yeah. what we want to make sure is that next year that we are increasing the fees to
Proportionally.
be able to pay the bill from the state without having to
Oh,
use
yeah.
tax dollars.
Yeah,
So, again, this is
So-
my proposal with the fee schedule to be amended, and we can bring it back to a future meeting and have a better discussion.
So there is one point I want to make here. Is can we check on the, comparable towns or some
Yep.
neighboring towns, how much they charge that, so that, we may have some idea, so we can charge this amount. We don't want to hurt the gas station guys too,
I will tell you that Faye said you would say that, and to let you know that she has already initiated that survey, and that she'll have that information for
That's a
you.
good practice,
No,
right?
it absolutely is, but
So,
she's anticipated that request and is already compiling that information.
yeah. So certainly, I don't want to spend any taxpayers' money and give it to the, gas tank, gas,
Inspectors.
yeah, so they do make money. It's not like it is a non-profit organization. It's a profitable organization.
Have we already agreed on the 5749 for the year?
We have, that contract was signed last fall.
Okay. I mean, was it noticed that they went up 50%?
I don't believe that it was.
Okay.
But again, it has been since, and,
No, I'm just saying, it's a pretty sharp increase.
It is.
It would seem that you could say to them, say, this is a little much in a year, can we not do this like this much? I mean, I don't know
yeah.
where the negotiations happen.
It goes to the MMA,
Ours?
negotiations. They bring all the problems to the governor through MMA, some of them.
Oh, I'm thinking that just when they gave us the contract, we say, hey, this is a little much compared to last year, and you
That's right.
see what they do.
Yeah, we may be able to negotiate a little bit this year. We can plead that nobody was really paying too much.
I
So,
mean, I'm in favor of changing the fees to cover it, but again, the same thing. I mean,
so this might be a stupid question, but out of curiosity, you said the bill to continue the agreement with the state is $5,700 or whatnot. What's the alternative?
Some communities hire their own sealer, so you could have it be a stipend position within your community. That person would have to go through the proper training in order to be able to perform the inspections, but communities will often have somebody in a stipend
Is
role.
it cheaper?
I don't know that it would be cheaper. I think considering the number of inspections that you're
We don't have a lot.
doing. There are some establishments that only have one or two, but then you have some, like Walmart, the Cumberland Farms has 26. The Walmart, no, I'm sorry, that's
But
the
in the
Walmart.
event, the
We have
person's only
only
gonna make
four
$3,700
gas
a year.
stations.
Right, it's,
We have 4 gas stations, that's
Yeah.
it.
But the magnitude of the deal that you're gonna make with this person is $3,700
Yeah.
at the best. I mean,
Yeah,
they'll be
I
screaming,
mean-
knocking down your door for that.
yeah. I don't think that you're being necessarily overcharged by the Commonwealth for this. Their inspection rates are reasonable, for a scale less than 100, under 100 pounds is $54. I'm proposing $50, but then they only charge $87 for the larger scales, and I would round that up to 100. So we capture some of it and keep it in nice round numbers, and but
So what is this cannabis scale? What kind of scale? Is it
to weigh the product,
I-
to make sure that
Is it the grow, is it the grow facility or in the
there would be.
manufacturing?
It would be the distribution, the retail, so that as you're, I guess maybe there would be some.
Can we, on that note, can we see the comparable price in the different locations? That is a good profitable place.
Yep.
So we are charging only $30 to $40. That's what I'm,
Yeah. Again, I was trying to keep it consistent with what the state is charged for that
Exactly.
particular
Yeah, yeah.
service,
I'm with
but
that.
yeah,
Oh, so we could skew it so that the gas stations stay the same, because that's what everybody cares about is their gas price, and the cannabis covers it all,
kind of,
Everybody cares about that, too.
or whichever, however you want.
Okay, thank you.
so more information to come, but as you're looking through some of this material, please let me know if I can provide anything more that would help you make a better decision. And then, lastly, we had talked, several meetings ago about the emergency call-in inspection fee, and there was a request from the board to, perhaps provide a policy so that we could have that be, more codified than just paying the inspectors $200 for their 4-hour minimum. So I've created a policy, and it would be part of the embedded link. I didn't print it out, sorry.
Do you have one?
It's okay.
So again, nothing for decision this evening. Just please take a look at the policy and let me know if you have any feedback that I can adjust the policy and bring it back for.
There's a whole bunch of building department inspection fees. Is it all in it?
It
Or is it
would,
just emergency?
no, this would just be the emergency call-out inspection fee. So if there's a fire in the middle of
Yep.
the night that the fire department believes
Oh, yeah, no.
that they need a building inspector or the electrical inspector to come to, right now, since there's no permit fee, because that's how they're paid, is through the permit fees. So since there's no permit fee, they're not getting paid for that, to get out of bed at 2 o'clock in the morning and come to town. There's no reciprocal compensation. And so this would create a compensation policy for them.
Yeah, no, I'm more commenting on the fee, inspection fee policy, not just the emergency call-in, but the whole inspection fee policy. If we want to put it all together while we're making a policy, so they're all in one place that people could find, and the building department can be in charge of changing that policy whenever they want to, but at least it's collected. Because I think right now, I don't even know, we approved the change to them. I'm not exactly sure where they are. They're probably on the building department's
Well,
website.
I think that the clarification here is that this is outside of our regular compensation schedule for the inspectors.
Yes.
And I'm happy to combine them, but I think that we want to make sure that we're acknowledging that we're adding
A new thing.
a new thing. And also, when are they entitled to that $200 versus, under what circumstances? So anyways, I can bring
Okay.
that back. Yep. And that's,
What did you want us to do? Instead of bringing it back, were we gonna do something else?
No, I
think it's
just-
informational.
You have to have a game.
yeah, I just want to make sure that you have an opportunity to review it and give me feedback, which you just did. But there may be more, so.
All right, and last, we've got meeting invitations and announcements specific to Memorial Day. According to the flyer here from the American Legion, we've got, on Monday, we've got several different events, starting at 8:30 a.m. at St. Luke's Cemetery on Lancaster Street, that's Route 110. At 9:15, assemble at High Street for the High Plains Cemetery in Oakdale, and then at 10 a.m., the parade assembles at Beaman Public Library for the parade to Mount Vernon Cemetery. Do we have any future agenda items or select board reports?
I just want to say that map thing at the end of town meeting was fabulous.
That was fabulous, and I was going to comment about that. I was going to make that my board report, that I really wanted to compliment board member. on
Thank
that.
you. I do like to say a couple of words. The thing is, we do have candidate nights on May 29th. That's one thing. The second thing is, we do have the town meeting is all set. So during the town meeting, we had number of articles. One of the article was very contentious, 2 articles especially. So the one is, the town voters, they did approve 2.5 override for an amount of $725,000 to cover all the deficiencies in the budget, so that we can have a trash, we can have the schools, we can have the senior center, everything. And also they did approve, as a fallback system, fallback. So they did approve the budget which cuts the trash, but it's going to be good. Okay, so that's happened, so I would invite every single residence, maybe, come and cast their vote on this item. We do need the budget to be fixed. We do need a budget. We do need to run the town. Otherwise, we may not have a budget, we may not have a town.
So to that point, and I just want to reiterate Raj's point that it's really important to come out and vote on June 3rd, to vote for not only the various positions, but to vote for the override item on the ballot as well.
It is okay to vote any way you like, but come and vote.
Let's keep that engagement, right?
Yes.
For
I
sure.
like
Yeah,
to-
let's have a record turnout at the election also.
Yeah, because it needs to be ratified in both places, so.
And
thanks for that.
I would also, I would just ditto the everybody's sentiments to vote how you like, but I don't like the B budget, so I would encourage you to vote for the override so that I don't have to have my own trash and the town is not in that position.
All the deleterious effects that come from not having that override. All right. Any other? Do I have
Thank
a
you,
mo-
it's a good meeting.
Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
It's not debatable.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.